So I was talking to my therapist the other day, and she was talking about how like the switch that happens oftentimes on big events, on things that happen in a narcissistic mentality in their lifestyle and things like that. And oftentimes one of the big switches that happens is marriage. Like you talk to a lot of people who've been in narcissistic abusive relationships or just abusive relationships, period, and they act all great and sweet and loving until they get up to the place where they're actually married, where they say the I do's, where they go home afterwards and they are married, and then all of a sudden it switches. Like, I own you. Like, this is how it's going to be. You have to listen to this. You have to serve me. Like, all this different type of stuff, and the abuse ramps up super fast sometimes right after marriage because it's like the mask drops. And when I was talking to her, she was actually saying, like, sometimes she thinks that actually goes back to the narcissist's childhood and, like, what they were raised in, of the fact of, like, the family dynamic that was raised in that, like, helps perpetuate that idea and that thought of how the marriage is going to be. And so the fact of as soon as the marriage happens, it's almost like a switch goes off, and then now that new status quo is the same kind of concept that was in their original upbringing. It's kind of weird, it's kind of different, but like it made sense to me because I've seen a lot of different people that have gone through abusive childhoods, and then that switch happens like after they get married, and now it's an abusive relationship. Not that it couldn't have been before, but a lot of times it's like, okay, this is actually what it's like. This is how it is. And a lot of times when you dive deep into the narcissistic mindset, into an abuser's mindset in that aspect, it's going back to childhood trauma. It's going back to childhood abuse that helped develop in that way, or help them disconnect from emotions or feelings, or not feel safe to be vulnerable or hide the truth. All different types of things. You'll see that pop up there more and more. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. But they'll wake up one time and they'll just be like, wow, I'm disgusted. Or like they'll be like, that you even exist, that you're even there in their world. All of a sudden that switch flips and it just seems like you're the worst thing ever.